We finally have some Pokemon news about the DLC for Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet on a Nintendo Direct of all things, and as always, I let it simmer a little bit in order to bring you all the details that can be found in the trailers. Yes, trailers, not trailer, and the official website. So hey, I'm Not-So-Ace Trainer, and what about the DLC? Let's get into it. We will start on the first new frame of the trailer that shows us Kitakami. We can see the mountains in the distance, likely the same ones we see in Paldea, just from the other side. There is one town that we can see, and then we have what is likely the way to a temple. We can also see the apple orchards mentioned in the website when the first trailer came out. The town is called Mosui Town, or base of operations, and the temple-like area is the Kitakami Hall, where the Festival of Masks is held. These stairs right here were shown in the first trailer during the live action segment. In the middle, of course, we have a strange rock formation that is very much like an Oni, which is a Japanese demon. One Piece fans will probably look at it and remember Onigashima, which was a spoiler to me since I'm not there yet in the anime. In fact, I don't even know if that was adapted to anime yet. Onigashima is also known as the Ogre Island, and the legends say that ogres live in that place, so we can expect that to be where we find Ogerpon. Here we have our first in-game look at the masks. We can see Pikachu of course, Ogerpon, Munkidori and Fezandipiti. The shirt the NPC is wearing is likely the symbol for the Festival of Masks, or at least a symbol for Kitakami. Now here is where things get interesting, more interesting that is. The Magikarp fountain reminded me of how Magikarp were in the Galaxy headquarters in Pokemon Legends Arceus, and how a strange variant was also part of the home decor in those games. Next we start seeing returning Pokemon with Sentret and likely Farret playing around in the apple orchard. In the distance we can see what are likely the rice paddies that were mentioned previously. Here we have our first look at Mosui Town. The building in the middle is likely the most important, and it is the community center where the website tells us locals get together and chat. We have a Pokemon Center with a TM machine area and Union Circle as well. We are missing the Pokemart though, meaning it will likely be in a different place. To the right, we can see what is likely a clothing shop, focusing on backpacks, though it might also be something different or more general. And of course, we have more returning Pokemon with Yanma and likely Yanmega, though I feel we might get something new, and Hoothoot and likely Noctowl. Another interesting thing to note is how we seem to have actual routes, or at least not just dirt roads like in mainland Paldea. The next footage also brings us returning Pokemon with Gligar, which is exclusive to Scarlet, and then Corphish. The next shot shows us waiting for something next to what looks like a bus stop, something that is similar to how the first trailer started. It also tells us that Cyclozar are not prevalent or maybe not even used at all like they are in Paldea. Here we get a better look at the community center and what's around it, and we can see that the Pokemon Center nurse looks different from how they looked in the main game. And also we can see that Yanma seems very important since it is present on the flag and the kiosk. Then there's another Pokemon or another thing in the green flag which I can't quite decipher, so if you can, just let me know. We also get a new confirmation for Vulpix and likely Ninetales. Next we have Vulpix again and a Chimeco Chime, in what is likely one of those shops we can interact with. In fact, the blue color of the freezer makes me instantly think of Pokemart. There's also what looks like a plushie over there, and by the color, I would say it is an Impidimp plushie. We also have a dispenser thingy here, where we can see a Munchlax and what I believe is a Pokemon from the Cleffa line, meaning we should be seeing them back as well. Then we get a shot of some Sensu-style Oricorius flying next to some trees that look like Wisteria trees, which, according to Japanese folklore, bring good luck to humans and bad luck to demons, which is very fitting. We also seem to have a sleeping Munchlax under one of those trees, confirming the return of the sleepy Snorlax line. Then we get a shot at more returning Pokemon with Aipom, which is a Violet exclusive, and while the trainer is catching it, we see a cave entrance, confirming there will be caves in Kitakami. Then we go back to the community center in Mosui Town and meet Carmen and Kieran, both wearing their Blueberry Academy uniforms. This is followed by the confirmation of the Poochyena line and also the confirmation that Carmen is pretty confident in a mean way. Also, interestingly enough, their hair kind of looks inspired on the Blueberry Academy logo. We then see Yanma once more with regular Whoopie Boy, confirming that we're not in Paldea anymore. This is also likely in the rice paddies, so we can expect them to spawn there. We then get some shots at ourselves in the new outfits, and when we get to the Kitakami Hall stairs, we see a Swingrolith statues. This is a reference to the Komainu, which are seen in pairs guarding the entrances to shrines. Yet again, we see another Hisuian reference in Kitakami. In the lanterns, we see the various Pokemon types and the same symbol of the NPC shirt in the beginning, confirming it is indeed related to the Festival of Masks, meaning it seems to also celebrate Pokemon types in a way, something these games do a lot. Then we try on a Pikachu mask with a real Chimico in the background this time. We then see Snorlax for the first time, and the NPC in the background has something on his shirt that seems to be a Maschiff. We are then introduced to the true name of the heroes of Kitakami, the Loyal Three, and also their statues. Then we see them in game, and I gotta say, they look better. From the website, we know they have a new ability called Toxic Chain that can make a Pokemon badly poisoned if one of the Loyal Three hits them with a move. The trailer then shows us the picture we saw before in the live-action trailer, and that alluded to the Momotaro folktale. It all ends with an eerie look at Ogerpon. There's a big focus on the crystals in the mask, which is likely connected to the Terra crystals down in Area Zero. It seems the ogre is coming down since we see the top of the stairs looking down on us. One thing that I was gonna point out was the lack of terrestrialization in Kitakami, though we have a second trailer released only in Japanese focusing on Snorlax, and they do terrestrialize the Snorlax on that one. I believe that one is just for show though, so we might not have terrestrialization in Kitakami. After that, the colors change completely and so does the music, as we enter the Indigo Disc part of the trailer. We can see the Academy is huge on this shot, and to get there, we'll likely have to go with either a boat or a flying vehicle. The 4 blue spheres on top are likely symbolizing blueberries, though they remind me of a heavy ball. Right from the get-go, we are introduced to Cyrano. He is the director of the Blueberry Academy and also its founder and the former acquaintance of Clavel. He is also sporting an Oneji-inspired scarf, so all you Kalos enthusiasts can start speculating. Then we get a shot at the battlefield, and it all feels like there will be tournament-type events in this place. There's also the confirmation of a returning Execute line. We are then introduced to Lacey, one of the characters on the key art from the second part of the DLC. She's one of the second-year students, but not much is said about her, just that she's good at battling. Then we get a good look at the classroom and the Minccino, implying the return of the whole line. The board seems to be the same as the one from the live-action trailer, and we kind of get an explanation for it later in the trailer. What we have next is likely a look at the Pokemart, as that NPC is flabbergasted by the water bottle selection. Then it's when everything goes insane. They have a park underwater called the Terrarium. On this first shot, we can see various different biomes that will become more apparent later in the trailer. There's a battlefield, which makes sense considering the focus on Pokemon battles, and these strange constructions make me feel like we're dealing with a similar glow to the crystals in Area Zero. Those vending machines in the distance might also be a way to get vitamins like the ones in the Isle of Armor. We can also see a trainer with a Blitzel here. Now this shot clearly shows us the different biomes and the way those strange formations are spread around the place. In the middle, we see a concentration of them, which makes me think that, just like the Great Crater of Paldea, it will be a very important location in a DLC. It also has a battlefield there. There's also a more building-like thing right here and here that makes me think that every area will have some kind of base. This is followed by returning Pokemon. The Blitzel line, the Golett line, a Alolan Executor, which probably can be artificially triggered by the artificial environment, the Seal line, and we also get our first shot at us riding our legendary in the whole trailer as we approach a building where 2 NPCs are checking some information. We get some extra footage of double battles in the terrarium, with us revealing the return of the Cottony line. Then we get the Beldum line and our first look at the really cool Metagross, the Solosis line, the Phoebus line, and the Trapinch line, as well as our first look at terrestrialization in this trailer. And then we get the Milcery line. We are then shown all the characters from the key art, though no names are revealed. We do have the confirmation that the Jackal had a Maschiff on it, just like the guy in the Kitakami part of the trailer. Could they be of some kind of team? Most likely a brand, I guess. We then see a rainbow and it changes to Terrapogus surrounded by Terra crystals like the ones in Area Zero as the trailer ends. And that is all I could find in the trailer, but as always I probably missed something, so don't forget to tell me. But what about you? Did this make you as hyped as it made me? I hope it did, but let me know in the comments down below. And now like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Pokemon content, and also ring the bell so you know when the next video is out. You can follow me on social media and Twitch, I stream there Wednesday to Sunday, not Saturday, or join our Discord. All the links are in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.